Now, people say this could be as bad as the Great Depression. It won't for a few reasons. One is we actually have forecasting. Back then, they simply didn't have forecasting that would tell us that the hurricane or the economic storm was coming. But today we do. So the more we can talk about this in our newspapers and in our magazines and on television and the radio and on the internet, you allow people to prepare for what's going on. So last year I had Jon Stewart call me the hairless prophet of doom because of all of my warnings. But my warnings were only there because the administration wouldn't tell you how bad it was. Now we start the beginning of this year with an administration not yet in office in January, which was doing the opposite. They were telling you how bad it was, and it was really, that was shutting down the economy on the other side. The reality is somewhere in the middle. The reality is 3 months ago, there was nothing but bad news going on in the economy. Today, we have mixed news, mostly bad, but a little bit of good. Light at the end of the tunnel, could be a train, but hopefully not. This is the problem. Our problem right now is unemployment. Our problem is that there are, I think I don't know what the new number is. On Friday we'll get a new number, but somewhere around 6 or 7 million people are collecting unemployment insurance benefits, 6 and change million people. Probably another 7 are unemployed but not collecting unemployment benefits because they're off the rolls. They've run out, or they're not looking for work anymore. So we're at 12 officially, 12 or 13 million people without work. Then there are many millions more who have jobs without benefits or jobs that are part-time. So they're considered part of the workforce, but they're not earning enough money. Many millions more who don't have health care benefits. Health care is the #1 reason that people get into bankruptcy. So we got a lot of problems. People have to work, and we need to put people back to work, and that is the #1 challenge, how we get back into the working world. The new frugality indicates that even if you are not forced to spend less, it is now, in some quarters, going to become fashionable to spend less. We have developed a very bad reputation as a nation of overconsumers, which is generally bad, and it's particularly bad in a global recession because you just look like you can't get any control over your need to just spend and spend and spend. As we're not spending, something has to make up for that, and the government's theory, the government has to intervene fast, early, and as much as possible in order to make up for the lack of consumer spending. To some degree, that'll carry us a little while, but there's this real problem with what your role in it. A year ago, they had the stimulus bill. Remember that other stimulus package, about $130 billion? It didn't really work. Stimulus is like pushing a kid on a swing at a park. If the kid's here and you push, it's fantastic. If the kid's there and you push, nothing happens. Stimulus depends on getting the money in at the right time. And that money wasn't in at the right time, and it wasn't enough money. And yet there was a big debate about it back then. Ultimately, that stimulus went out with the idea that it's your responsibility to spend money. That was the wrong message, not to a country that has no savings rate. So yes, it will depend on us to engage and spend money, but we have to do it the right way. If you can't save yourself, if you've lost a job, if you can't hold on to your home after having lost a job for a few months, if the ability to keep your home depends entirely on a variable interest rate not increasing, we're just in such a bad place that we've got to fix all that. Once we're back up, there was a survey that was done by 5,000 people, it was just released a few weeks ago, that said Americans feel that by 2010 they would like to save 14% of their income. That would destroy the economy, actually. There's no society that has ever saved 14% of its income, and we've never, at our best, have never reached that. It seems unrealistic, and I think people were fibbing because they wanted to sound more responsible than they are. I would say if we could double where we are right now, we might be in a good place. I don't know what the tipping point is. I don't know what collectively we are going to say is enough money to have in the bank that allows us to re-engage and buy the new fridge or buy the new car. I think we'll hold on to cars longer. I think we're going to get more frugal. I just don't know what the science is on this one because there's a school of thought that says as soon as credit is available again and cheap, because banks need to make money, we'll all get back into our bad habits again. We'll have to see.